So today, the attribute is about the eagle flying alone at high altitudes. Staying away from narrow-minded people is what I see here. I understand vibration, I understand frequency, and I understand like-mindedness, how it brings about coherence, how it brings about a collective energy. And I've seen over the years how if you're with the wrong people, it can actually lower your vibration and lower your ability to fly high. And some of us used to be intimidated by other people who are flying high, and we kept seeing ourselves as chickens. Some of us realized that we're eagles, but we made ourselves like chickens so that we can be comfortable around people. Enough of all that. That has to come to an end. This time around, you are going to rise up as the eagle that you are. You're going to fly high at high altitude, regardless of what is being said, what is going on around you. You're going to stay away from narrow-minded people. You're going to stay, you are okay to be alone. I remember a season of my life when I could not be on my own. I had to be around people. People made a difference to me. I love the energy around people. I still do love people. I do love when people, I get drawn towards when people get drawn towards me, and I'm grateful for that. But I could not survive. I didn't feel I could be on my own. I didn't like it being on my own. But I realized that when I checked the kind of people I had around me, very beautiful people, I'm not saying they're bad people, but they left me in a place of feeling small most of the times. Not their fault, my fault. I saw myself as small around them, and it was okay until I realized that I can't do this anymore. So there's that kind of situation whereby you're not in an atmosphere that is empowering and encouraging and keeping you up in the high altitude, as in pushing you to go higher, because we are going higher. They rather push you down, and they're happier when you're down, when you need help, and you are comfortable seeking help and support and needing them. You're needy. That's what I used to be, very needy. And I want us to understand that this happens at different times and for different reasons for different people. But as we go through this series, I want a shift to happen for you. I want you to know that being alone is a gift sometimes, because it gets you to see and know you for what you have and what you carry. And when you see yourself for what you carry, to fly alone is okay, because you won't be alone for long. When you get to that altitude, you will see other eagles who never came down. So they are there flying, and they're like, I ain't going no down. I'm not going down again. I'm going to stay at this altitude. So when you make it through all the resilience, all the push to that altitude of cruising, and you see other eagles, hey, you're not coming down to the level of chickens anymore. But the point I want to highlight here is that narrow-minded people, negative energy around you is what is going to pull you down from that altitude. So you have to check, what are you comfortable around? It's time to become comfortable with eagles. I remember when I started this journey in 2020, and I did the first video in 2021, and I said, we're no longer hanging around with chickens, we're going for eagles. And I can tell you that, I can attest that eagles showed up in my life and in many of our lives in my community, Create Your World. But then, when you look at the eagles and you look at yourself, how do you see yourself? As an eagle, or I'm with eagles? The reason for association was so that you can become an eagle and see who you are. The beauty of it is, I look back and I'm like, there was no difference between me and these eagles. I saw myself different. So I now know that to fly at that altitude, I myself am an eagle, you're an eagle, and to fly there, you have to keep that mindset. And it's okay to leave the chickens below, because when they see you flying high, they're going to come as well, and when they get high, they'll put others high. Do not come down to anybody's level. Do not hang around with narrow-minded people who would keep you frustrated and stifled. You need to stay focused on what you're trying to do. Vision. I've started off with vision, fearlessness, and now we're talking about the fact that the eagle flies alone at high altitude. And at high altitude, you're cruising, and when you're cruising, you look down and nothing worries you. What worries the normal people doesn't worry you. You know, I'm tempted to use the Bible when it says that you're of this world, but you're in this world, but you're not of this world. You're not like them. You don't have the same mindset as a mundane person or as a normal civilian. You are a soldier in the army. You're an eagle that is not a chicken, that is not grappling for the same thing everybody's grappling for, competing, fighting, trying to outdo each other, trying to get there first, trying to create a situation where you discredit someone so you can get there first, backstabbing. All those negative things that we talk about in Create Your World, negative emotions, envy, strife, all of those things that actually make you vibrate at a low level is not acceptable as an eagle. It doesn't even exist in an eagle's world. So as an eagle, you're soaring high at a very high altitude, you're cruising, and you're okay to be alone for a season, because you will find other eagles just like you, like-minded, who would soar with you and achieve great things alongside you. So guys, eagle mindset, we can do this.